Today's short is being brought to you by Goya Foods. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Your daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning, and today is the 25th of October, and this week we're talking about football comebacks. I love football. I love the game, and we've got one yesterday where we talked about Alex Smith, what an incredible comeback that was, and today we're going to talk about Doug Flutie, a different kind of perseverance, if you will, and a different kind of a comeback. For Doug Flutie, it's about travel miles. I mean, I don't know how many times people would have quit when Doug Flutie kept being told no. But this guy had some kind of perseverance. Let me go through a chronology, if I could, about Doug Flutie. So in 1984, he wins the Heisman from Boston College. In 85, he was drafted by the United States Football League, the USFL, and the New Jersey Generals. And he was also drafted in 1985 in the 11th round by the Los Angeles Rams. Now, after the Generals had played there 1 year, and after the Generals in that league, the USFL had closed down after 1 year, his rights were traded from the LA Rams to the Chicago Bears. So in 1986, he played 4 games with the Bears, and that was it. In 1987 through 1989, he was with the Patriots, and then he was released. In 1990, he goes to Canada, and he's with the BC Lions, and he sets a pro record, throwing for 6,619 yards. Remember, Doug Flutie is a guy that's just, they say he's 5'9", he's 5'8". Anyway, he sets a pro record by throwing almost 6,700 yards. Now, in 92, he wins the Grey Cup, which is like winning the Super Bowl, with the Calgary Stampeders. He won 2 more Grey Cups with the Toronto Argonauts. And then in 1998, after the third longest gap between starts in the NFL, he's signed by the Buffalo Bills. Now, not only does he sign with the Buffalo Bills, but he goes to the Pro Bowl and he wins the Comeback Player Award as well. So in 1999, the Bills are going to the playoffs, and largely because of the arm of Doug Flutie. He was 10-5 that year. But get this, in the first round of the playoffs, they lose against the Tennessee Titans, not because Doug Flutie was quarterback, but because they replaced him with Rob Johnson, who did not have a good game at all, obviously. What happened was the owner convinced the coach, or told the coach, to play Johnson in front of Flutie. Why? It's a mystery. I mean, he was 10-5. He doubled up the losses with the win. For every loss, he had 2 wins. That's pretty good. But for some reason, he told the coach to play Rob Johnson in front of him. Now, this is what Doug Flutie had to face his entire life. It was almost like it was, no matter what your numbers are, you can't possibly get us to the finish line. Yeah, I know you did great this year. Yeah, I know that you were, in the Pro Bowl the year before. But you couldn't possibly win it in games that were really important, like Super Bowl type. And so this is something he fought his whole career, but this is a guy that didn't quit. This is a guy that kept doing what he loved to do and kept facing every kind of fear and doubt that you could possibly think, and doing it on a grand stage, doing it in front of millions of people, in packed houses all over the country, and in front of huge television viewing audiences. So in looking at all these things about Doug Flutie, they list him at 5'9". He's not 5'9". He's 5'7" or 5'8". And you can do a lot of wonderful things, but you can't make yourself 6'5". But what you can do is you can win 3 Grey Cups. You can go to the Pro Bowl in the NFL. You can be the oldest AFC Offensive Player of the Week, which he did in 2003. You can have a career record as a starter of 37-28. You can play till you're 43 years old. You can be inducted into the College Hall of Fame. And you can be inducted into the Canadian Football Hall of Fame. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, remember that the Sachs in the Morning swag is now available on my Instagram site. Go to SachsInTheMorning_podcast. You'll see it right there on the Instagram, and just hit the link. Everything's there, mugs, hats, tumblers, you name it. Take advantage of it. And thanks to Al Hendrickson Toyota for their support of this podcast. And be sure to visit alhendricksontoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.